Chronic pain, the inner demon, back with another one. Now, folks, we have heard that Jamie Foxx was discharged from the hospital weeks ago, but from doing some research, I get to understand that Mr. Foxx, Jamie Foxx, is still in the hospital. Yes, folks, Jamie's still hospitalized. And I'm going to tell you why I believe so. Because when you're bringing in a neurologist after a stroke and you have aneurysm and all these things, and we heard he had to do emergency surgery. We don't know if he had to do brain surgery. We had heard at one point they had to resuscitate him. So, that's a very bad stage. And once again, when you have a stroke, sometimes people lose dependency and certain part of their body for a while. So I don't know how Jamie could be playing pickleball when he's supposed to be recovering, or rehabbing. Same thing, because sometimes when people have a stroke, they lose their speech. And from what I get to understand, folks, I heard Jamie Foxx, is just barely slurring words as far as his speech is concerned. And that right there, you're going to need aggressive speech therapy, to get you back speaking again the right way. Because, Jamie Foxx is a pretty funny guy. Once you open his mouth, he make you smile and laugh. It's just the way he articulate himself and how he disperse jokes to us. Very funny guy, in a good way. And, this man is just, absolutely talented. So we wish him the best. And folks, once again, with a stroke, say, for example, it'll either damage the left side of the body or the right side of the body. Depends on, how bad the stroke is. And then you have to go to physical therapy and do aggressive rehab to get back into shape as far as walking properly and, like I said, talking properly again. Because sometimes these temporary paralysis, or maybe they could even be permanent, where people have like permanent paralysis on one side of their body because of a stroke, and also permanent paralysis on one side of their face because of a stroke. So all these things could be either temporarily or permanent. And once again, we heard about, the high stress level as far as, emergency surgery. We don't know if it's brain surgery. All these things have to heal back properly, and then getting back into speech therapy and also aggressive physical therapy could get back Jamie into physical condition to where he go back to work and, do what he does best. So yes, folks. So when I heard Jamie was playing pickleball, I started doing some research and, think about this thing, because I said, you know what? Pickleball is something next to tennis and also something close to badminton. That's pickleball. It's like playing table tennis, badminton, or lawn tennis. That's the same type of way, you play pickleball. And you have to be moving around, to be hitting the ball back and forth across the net. And that takes a lot of physical action. So when I heard Jimmy was playing pickleball, I said, wow, that's a lot of movements, But then I went back and I look at stroke and I said to myself, okay, if you have to have a neurologist, you have to have, certain type of surgery, you have to be resuscitated. It's going to take a while, for you to rehab and get back into physical shape, So what I'm saying, when I heard that, I was like, wow, great. But then, at the same time, now we're hearing that Jamie Foxx is still in the hospital. So that pickleball story was like, something that was used up. I don't know by who. Some people are saying by his daughter. I am not sure. I can't put her out there like that because I don't know. So anyway, folks, so it's going to take some time for this man to heal because, like I said, strokes could also damage a certain part of your body, either the left side or the right side, and also a certain part of your face as well. It could be the left side or the right side, and also could damage your speech as well. So there's going to be a lot for Jamie to do, and I think even if he's out of the hospital, he's somewhere rehabbing, aggressively, when it comes down to his speech and also, his a body, physical therapy, because it's going to take a lot. It's going to take a lot for this man to come back to, where he normally be. So that's where you hear it came out that, Nick Cannon is going to hold Shazam for Jamie Foxx this year because I don't think this man is going to be in a physical or emotional state where he could, host a show or, continue acting until you get back, into his Jamie Foxx stage, and that's going to take some time, folks. It's going to take a while. So yeah, going back to the pickleball story, man. It was a great story, but folks, in my understanding, that's absolutely false. So yeah. So from what I understand, Jamie Foxx is still in the hospital, or he's in physical therapy, which is like where you go for therapy in a place where you might be having some private like one of those VIP place where you go to rehab. That we don't even know that he left the hospital. They could whisk him away from the hospital in a helicopter. Sometimes 2 o'clock in the morning, or whisk him away in a limousine or something. To a rehab center. So I wish Jamie well and a speedy recovery. I hope to see him playing pickleball soon, for real. Because if that pickleball story was real, we'd at least see some type of photograph, some type of picture. Maybe not movements, but something to prove that Jamie is at the hospital and he's doing good when it comes on to his rehabilitation. So that's why I didn't really believe the story until I had to do my own deep dive into it, and I said, something don't smell right. So yes, folks, Jamie, from what I understand, is still hospitalized or still doing some aggressive rehab and speech therapy, because for what I understand, he's not speaking well, or he's not speaking at all. So that's going to take some time and aggressive speech therapy and physical therapy to get Jamie back into shape, from my understanding. So yes, folks, Chronic Pain, the Inner Demon, came back with this one because this is just a breakdown of what's taking place in Jamie Foxx's life at the moment. It's pretty tough. But my grandfather went through a stroke, and he never came back to be the same. But he lived 10 years after. But you have to understand, he was a man at the time he got the stroke. He was 73, and then my grandfather lived until he was 83. But like I said, a side of his body was damaged. I think it was his left side. He was left in a wheelchair. Sadly, he lived 10 years, and after the stroke, and he passed away at the age of 83. So God rest my grandpa's soul. But yes, folks, so people could still live after they have strokes. It's just that it's going to take aggressive therapy to get them back to where they were. So I wish Jamie a speedy recovery, and I wish his family well. And yes, folks, let's all pray for Jamie and wish him the best of luck. Chronic Pain, the Inner Demon, once again here. Like, share, and subscribe to the machine. Peace.